Hi and welcome back. My name's Deneen. You can call me D. I'm an astrologer and I teach people the psychology behind marketing. And today we're going to be diving into Pluto in the 7th house. So let's go. Okay? Now, Pluto in the 7th house is very much talking about a little bit of manipulation, power play that goes on with your one-to-one relationships. And a lot of times, Pluto in the 7th house, you're going through a lot of these power dynamics in your relationships so that you yourself recognize your own power, okay? And a lot of times, what's going to happen is there are going to be very much powerful people, okay? This is not always in the form of them trying to manipulate you, okay? These powerful people can be people who are of benefit to you, okay? But powerful people nonetheless, who are here to transform you and show you more about yourself, okay? By mirroring to you a power that you have, okay? This power that you yourself need to recognize and bring into you. All right? Now, Pluto in the 7th house is also very much talking about manipulation and power dynamics that can go on, not just in one-to-one relationships, but agreements and in contracts. Okay? Now, let's dig into this because Pluto is on an angle, the 7th house. Okay? Now, Pluto being in the 7th house, all right? A good example of this would be Nat King Cole, okay? Now, Nat King Cole, he had his own show. And at the time, he was a pioneer for many people like him, okay? And there was a lot of things that went on behind the scenes that came to his one-to-one relationships because at the time, a lot of power dynamics was going on with people when it came to them trying to make their own mark in America, and Nat King Cole was one of those people, okay? And he was making his mark by pioneering a broadcast show. Now, this broadcast show that he had, all right, it didn't continue on because he didn't have long-term sponsors for it, okay? He couldn't find another sponsor after the sponsors that he originally had, all right? And for Nat King Cole, when you look into his chart, he has Pluto in his 7th house, but it's also tied into aspects in his 10th house, okay, and his 4th house, all right? And his 4th house is very much stacked up with a whole lot of other planets, okay? And so there's a lot of generation of that energy, and the sign would be in the sign of Aries, okay? There's a lot of generation of that energy at the 4th house, okay? Foundation of his chart. And there was in his 10th house the sign Libra, okay? So there was a little bit of a power play going on with his contract and the contract he had originally signed, okay? And him not being able to get more sponsors eventually meant the end of the show that he had pioneered and made his mark with, okay? So he is one of the examples. Now we also have a Samuel F.B. Morse. Now Samuel F.B. Morse is also another example of manipulation of contract or agreement. In this case with the 10th house also being involved, but in this case the 3rd house being involved as well. Okay, both of these houses making aspects to Pluto. Okay, now during this time when he was making sure his invention was known, there was also other people who had the same invention. But his method, even though these people had more money than him, his method of going by mail and actually mailing in the letter, 3rd house communication, okay, just saying, and actually being able to get ahead of them, actually had him be recognized for Morse code, okay? Over other people who also were responsible for Morse code. And just because he was faster, okay, by way of his communication style, when it came to public communication with authorities and authority figures, the status, okay, of said invention, he was quicker than them. Okay, so Pluto in the 7th house. Now, also we have Emmy Destin. Now, Emmy Destin, you can look into her story. She is a singer. She sang at the Metropolitan Opera, and you guys, if you've ever been to the Metropolitan Opera, it is so amazing. All right, the first opera I ever saw there was The Nose, okay, along with a lot of other ones. And I've also been behind the scenes in the Metropolitan Opera. All right, their costumes, the way they make things together and just really dig into the character is so awesome, you guys. But I'm getting off track. Now, Emmy Destin, okay, Emmy Destin, she was recognized by a person who worked in the theater, okay, and they were part of a way bigger company than one which she came from, okay, and they helped her. So this person, I forget their name, they helped Emmy Destin out. They made sure that she received the training that she needed, okay, because she didn't have everything that she needed to start her career, but they made sure that she did receive it. And they also did look after her throughout her career, okay, as she began to start to sing, okay, on a bigger scale and hone in on her skills. So as I said, Pluto in the 7th house, it really is bringing about a huge transformation to you through these one-to-one relationships that you are going to meet up with during this lifetime. Different people from different walks of life that have very transformative ways of showing you how you have your own power, okay? And it's being reflected back to you, or else you wouldn't be drawing these people freaking in, okay? And truly and honestly, when you recognize Pluto in the 7th house, that these people, even though they can create a lot of emotions in you to where you're like, yo, does this person like me or not? Like, what is going on here? Okay, it can create those types of emotions because it really wants you to look at if your character, the way that you're showing up, who you are, how you're presenting yourself, what you have to present, what you have to show, okay, if it's really who you are, okay? Somebody's poking at you all the time, of course, you're going to see how you're going to react, okay? And if it's going to be a reaction versus a response, we don't know, okay? But you would have to see from these people that are coming in your life and how it is that, how you're seeing this person. Sometimes the way you're seeing this person could be off, okay? Because it hasn't set in yet, all right? That mirroring effect, it hasn't set in yet, okay? Pluto in the 7th house can also speak to and talk about how a person likes to keep their one-to-one relationship, specifically their significant other, away from the public, such as Penelope Cruz, okay? But away from the public, out of the public eye, you don't really want people knowing about your relationship, all the things that go on behind closed doors, okay? But Pluto in the 7th house, nonetheless, appreciate those that you do like and appreciate those that you don't like, because you can actually learn a lot, okay, from the people that you don't like more than the people that you do like, because there probably is a reason why you don't like them. And you want to dig more into that, all right? And if this person, Pluto in the 7th house, has been magnetized to come towards you, okay, and they've been magnetized to come towards you because opposite the 7th house is, of course, the 1st house, all right? So it's activating that whole access, all right? So this person being magnetized to come towards you is to teach you something more about yourself, but also to teach you something more about how you're seeing your relationships and how you're relating to others, and transform that over a huge amount of this lifetime and the relationships that you come into contact with. All right? If you like this and this resonated with you, make sure you hit that like button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of our astrology videos, make sure you hit subscribe and you hit the notification bell so you're always notified. And I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye!